Week 15 of the dream season, folks. Let's get it underway. First matchup, Colts-Jags. Jags are out of it, obviously, at 3-10, yet the Colts at 6-7 need a win to keep pace with the Titans here. It'd be an early touchdown to Dallas Clark, followed by a bonehead play by Mark Brunell. Throwing into the end zone, it get intercepted. Jags shut up by the Colts for the second time this year, and now at 7-7, the Colts are in pace with the Titans. Texans 3-10, Rams 9-4, and St. Louis looked like they just took care of business here in the Edward Jones Dome. Torrey Holt in the end zone, 7-0. Then after an interception, Marshall Faulk 22 yards in the end zone, 14-0. The final will be 31-10 and a blowout win for the St. Louis Rams, who improved to 10-4 on the season. Dolphins, Titans, both teams 8-5. Both teams need this game, and both teams are in the AFC playoff picture, obviously. It'd be an Eddie George 1-yard touchdown to make it 7-0, but after a 10-point score here by the Dolphins, it'd be McNair to the end zone on 3rd and goal, and it'd be a 14-10 contest in the second. Titans get the football back looking for more points, but fumble recovered by Mumford. He'd take it all the way into the end zone, 17-14 now in LP Field. As we near halftime, McNair throwing deep, complete to Isaac Byrd, and a 71-yard touchdown strike would take the lead, 21-17 for the Titans. But the scoring frenzy was far from over. After a Dolphins touchdown and a Titans 3-and-out, it would be the Dolphins that would drive down the field and look like the AFC East champions. Big gain to Morris, getting the ball into the red zone, and then after a play-action fake, Bob Greasy with a 10-yard score to Hank Twilley to make it a 7-point game. On 4th and 4, can the Titans respond with a touchdown? No, they can't, and they lose by that score to still remain just one game over the Colts. They are now 8-6. Niners 9-4, Eagles 4-9, and the San Fran Niners need to keep pace with the St. Louis Rams with a win here today. A big 50-yard strike to Jerry Rice, touchdown San Fran to make it 14-7 here. Then after a Roger Craig run, it would be a 21-7 blowout in the first quarter. They would go on to win 27-16. Big NFC game here. The music is very exciting, yet the game was not. The first 3 quarters was very atrocious play on the offensive side of the football. It'd be a missed field goal by Martin Gramatica that would keep it scoreless in the first. And in the second, we are at halftime, scoreless game. Third quarter, it'd be Brad Johnson trying to get the first points of the game, but it'd be intercepted, Lofa Tutupu, to make it scoreless into the fourth quarter. And now the Seahawks trying to drive down the field. First play of the fourth quarter be a 1-yard score. Sean Alexander to break the drought, 7-0 in the fourth. Brad Johnson driving down the field to make it a tie ball game at 7. Michael Pittman with the big play. And then be followed on 3rd and 10. Johnson looking, incomplete pass. And on 4th and 10, they would have to settle for a field goal, but it would be missed. Gramatica 0 for 2 now. Johnson on 3rd and 5 looking, trying to tie the football game here. To throw it deep, and it's incomplete. On 4th and 5, can the Buccaneers keep their playoff hopes alive? 3-yard completion to Williams would end it here, 9-5. They are still afloat in the NFC South playoffs and will probably win it, but they are struggling here, 9-5. Seahawks are still in the playoffs at 8-6, third in the NFC West. Bengals 5-8 with a loss would be out of the playoffs. Chargers 8-5, they are still in it in the AFC West. Early touchdown by Chuck Muncie, 78-yard score would make it 7-0. Bengals struggling all day offensively. It'd be intercepted. Ellis would return it 62 yards to the end zone. Chargers win it 10-20. Kansas City Chiefs have been the spoilers for back-to-back weeks. Can they do it 3 in a row? Well, they're at home, and the Browns need this win, otherwise they are eliminated. Early touchdown by Urbanus to make it 7-0. Browns are sensing an end of the road here for the playoffs, but then a Brenneman touchdown would tie it at 7. Then, after a field goal game, it'd be 2nd and 9 from the 1, handoff to Biner, and he would get into the end zone for the safety. So it's 7-12 here, and they have to punt the football away. The Chiefs take advantage, and they would get into the end zone to make it 19-7 here in a very ugly game, where Lynch would intercept it, and he would get near the end zone, and the Chiefs offense would score from there. Very ugly contest for the Browns, and they are eliminated in Kansas City. Final 29-10. Browns are now 6-8. Big matchup here. Packers 9-4, Steelers 7-6. Both teams need to win to keep afloat in the playoff picture. Stallworth to the end zone to make it 7-3 here in Pittsburgh. And the Steelers defense was not done just yet. It'd be Brett Favre throwing deep, and it'd get intercepted. Mel Blount going the other way, and it'd get taken down at the 46, and that would lead to a Steelers field goal, though, as an incomplete pass would make it 4th down and 7. Now, the Packers down by 4. They have a chance here. They throw the end zone to take the lead. Robert Brooks in the end zone to make it 13-10. Then Reggie White with his 10th sack of the year would force a Steelers punt. But after a Packers punt, it'd be Bradshaw throwing deep to Lynn Swann, 53 yards in the end zone for the touchdown to take the lead by 1. Now can the Packers respond? Big play to Robert Brooks to get to the 40. Then on the following play, Brett Favre throwing, and it would get intercepted. Jack Lambert going the other way along the left sideline would get all the way into the end zone to make it a 24-16 game. There is your final, folks, and the Steelers are now 8-6. Bears-Ravens here with the Steelers win. The Ravens need to keep pace by winning here today in Baltimore. After a sluggish first half, it'd be a touchdown by Shannon Sharp, followed by a 1-yard run by Jim McMahon to take the lead. Now 23-10 here. Trent Dilfer needs to make a play here, down by 13, but he'd be intercepted. Leslie Frazier steals it, and now the Ravens are in trouble at 8-6 in the season, while the Bears take first place over the Packers with the win today. As for the Ravens, with a loss against the Steelers next week, they are out of playoff contention. Very uninteresting game here, as the Atlanta Falcons, with a loss, would be eliminated from the playoffs. Namath throwing right to Lamons, and he would get into the end zone, 21-yard touchdown, and the Falcons' playoff hopes are done with at 6-8. Earlier on, the Dolphins improved to 9-5 on the season with a big win against the Tennessee Titans. That means the Patriots have to win here to keep pace with the Dolphins. 7-0 early before Tom Brady having glimpses of week 1 where he threw 5 interceptions. Will he do it again today? We'll have to wait and see. 14-0 early in Buffalo. Brady on the ensuing possession after driving down the field to get intercepted. Kelso with the pick. He'd get a touchback, and that would lead to a Bills field goal. Later on, it'd be Brady to the end zone, Gaffney for the touchdown to make it 17-7 as we enter the halftime break here. In the third quarter, after a Bills 3-and-out, it'd be Brady with another pick, 3 on the day, but the Bills settle for another field goal. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line, Brady to the end zone, touchdown to Randy Moss to make it a 6-point contest. Patriots still in it, but on the following possession, the backup Smith with a 53-yard score, and the game is over. Final 28-14, and the Pats are very close to playoff elimination here at 8-6. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. Game of the week time. Raiders already clinched the division at 11-2 on the season, while the Broncos at 8-5 need help to get in. Dave Casper showing his brilliance, a 50-yard touchdown to make it 7-zip early in Denver. At a cold, chilly day, it would be a very defensive game as Brown would make the pick to give the Raiders another chance here in the first. Stabler would get killed, but fires it to Bolitnikoff. That would lead to a field goal attempt that would be missed to keep it at a 7-point game here. As we near the end of the third here, Elway would get into a rhythm and drive down the field against the Raiders' defense. 2 straight first down conversions here, and then Elway going to Smith, who gets his legs under him, but he gets into the red zone. Then Elway on 3rd and goal, it would be incomplete, but the Broncos are going for it here on 4th and goal with 3:20 to go in the 4th to try to tie the game here at 7. The snap looking, throwing to the end zone, complete to Green, and it is a touchdown to tie it at 7. A big touchdown here for the Denver Broncos. Now can the Raiders get into the end zone and take the lead? On 3rd and 9, they cannot, so they have to punt the football away, and Ray Guy, the best in the league, firing it down the field, and it get fumbled on the play. recovered by Hall, and he'd take it 20 yards into the end zone, and now the Raiders have the lead 14-7. So now after the game being tied at 7, the Broncos have to make things happen here with under 2 minutes to play. Elway going deep, and it get complete to Rod Smith, the big play man for the Denver Broncos, to take it to the 4-yard line. And then Terrell Davis would run it in for there to tie the football game at 14. The ensuing kickoff would be a big play. It'd be recovered at the 10-yard line to the 20, and it would get fumbled at the 30-yard line, picked up by Nash. There was Laundry on the play, but it'd get run into the end zone for the touchdown. Now let's see if this play holds up. They call holding against the Raiders. Skip Thomas, number 26, would get flagged. They decline it, and it is now a Broncos lead. What a big swing of events here. 14-point turnaround for the Broncos. Now with 35 seconds to go, can Stabler win it for the Raiders? First down to Bradshaw, and he almost stayed in bounds there. If he did, it would have been a much bigger play for the Raiders. But now, with 27 seconds to go, Stabler throwing. It'd get hit and intercepted. Cadres going the other way. What a huge interception, and the Broncos win the football game. Final 21-14, and now the AFC West playoff picture is clear. Raiders clinched the division last week, but ever since, they have not won, and the Broncos and Chargers have not lost. All the Cowboys have to do is win out, and they win the NFC East no matter what here. Both teams 7-6 in New Orleans. Troy Aikman in the end zone to make it 7-0. Alvin Harper in the end zone. And then 7-3 beat Emmitt Smith to make it 14-3. And then 21-3 before the Saints would finally get into the end zone. But the Cowboys would go on to win and would go on to 8-6 on the season with the win. The final score here in New Orleans, 24-13, Saints 7-7. With the Cowboys winning earlier on in the week, the Redskins would have to win today to keep afloat in the NFC East playoff picture. After Riggins was unable to pick up the first down, they would have to settle for a field goal to make it 3-0 Redskins. But later on, it would be a Morris fumble that would cause a touchdown to CA to make it 10-0 early in the first quarter. But as the second quarter got rolling along, Phil Simms throwing deep left to Joe Morris, who makes a leaping grab. 35 yards later, touchdown New York Giants, and they are in it, down by 3 here in the second. So now, with it a 3-point game at the end of the third, Don Warren breaking the coverage of the New York Giants, and 86 yards later, touchdown for the Washington Redskins to make it a 10-point game again as we enter the fourth quarter here at FedEx Field. As we get it going, it would be a New York Giants collapse here. On 3rd and 10, it get intercepted. Darrell Green going the other way. It would get to the 36-yard line. Redskins would settle for a field goal after that, but Phil Simms struggling all afternoon. On 3rd and 4, it'd be an incomplete pass. A field goal would still make it a 13.2 possession game. So can the Giants respond here? Joe Morris for a first down, a big day, 3 catches, 61 yards on the afternoon. But on the following play, it'd be Phil Simms with his 3rd interception of the day that would seal it here in FedEx Field. Final 31-10, Skins. Now, since the Dream Season playoffs are just 2 weeks away, we are very close to seeing who will win the AFC and NFC and get into the playoffs. Raiders obviously clinched their division a week back, but the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Tennessee Titans lead it, but they are not done just yet. They need to clinch it here in the coming weeks. The Rams lead the wild NFC West, where everyone won this week. Meanwhile, in the NFC East, it was a wild one. Cowboys lead it at 8-6. Bears, great record at 10-4, but it is in jeopardy with the Packers behind 9-5 in the division. Here is your playoff pictures after Week 15. I will see you next week for Dream Season as we get closer to the playoffs, Week 16 edition. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Dream Season Football League. Make sure to tune in next time, and while you're at it, find the Dream Season Football League on Facebook.